Hey everybody, what's good? It's Calvin at Canon back with another episode of Quick Tips. Have you ever wanted to take your camera gear on a trip, but it's kind of heavy and takes up too much space in your bag? In this episode of Quick Tips, I'm going to go over some great one lens options for your next photo trip. Let's travel to Berkeley, California and visit some key locations to take in the scene. While much of Berkeley is flat, the best places to visit are hundreds of feet up in the steep hills at the edge of town. These parks and trails are not always ideal to hike around with a bunch of gear. This is why my two favorite lens options for a one lens photo hike are a 50mm and a 24-105mm. If I'm hiking up a steep hill or mountain, I want to leave as much space in my bag for water as possible while also keeping my gear weight down to a minimum. A nifty 50 lens, as it has long been called, has a field of view very similar to what we see with our eye. This is why it's sometimes also called a normal lens. With the right position, it can be used for just about any type of photography. The key is to move yourself around as opposed to zooming in the lens if you want to change framing. 50mm normal lenses really shine in low light given their large, fast apertures. Whichever 50mm lens you choose from Canon, you can be assured that they will be sharp, fast, and create beautiful bokeh. Every photographer should have one of these lenses in their collection. Walking around Berkeley, I can get nice photos of flowers, street scenes, nature scenes, and incredibly clean low-light photography. I can really play around with some rich, creamy bokeh to my heart's content. Coupled with a low-light flagship camera like the EOS R3, there is practically no limit when doing night photography with this lens. It will work great on any type of Canon body though. Here's an example of what this lens can do when it's totally dark outside. This is the location I'm standing right now at midnight. Another favorite one lens option for many photographers is the classic walk-around zoom lens. The RF 24-105mm f4L IS-USM lens is my personal favorite. This lens is typically a kit lens with some EOS R camera bodies. The lens is small, light, incredibly sharp, and has a very useful range of focal lengths. In other words, this is a perfect lens if you're trying to travel light. While hiking up the Big C Trail in Berkeley, you never know what you're going to find. With this lens, I'm ready for anything. At 105mm, I can get a good shot of these cute wild turkeys who came to visit. It's also great for the San Francisco skyline and Golden Gate. At 24mm, I can get a nice wide landscape shot at golden hour taking in the whole scene. The difference between 24mm and 105mm is dramatic. To zoom in on more urban details, I can rack the lens all the way to 105mm. Being a zoom lens, I can zoom in precisely to the focal length I want to get the appropriate framing using these trees in the area. It's just as versatile on the other major hills of Berkeley or even at the Oakland waterfront. I can get nice shots of ships and the Bay Bridge or even the San Francisco skyline. I love having so many framing options in just one lens, which is why this to me is a go-to travel lens. Thanks for tuning in and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more episodes of Canon Quick Tips. Keep photographing.